Hey, Vietnam I helping my people see what's going on in the country. All of them seem to see, so I can help all you see. Speaking on different issues that before the naked eye and the ears. You don't know, like, subscribe, and listen. Yeah. All now I hear about the charging for slobby and things, right? They say the partner, his name Coffee, Superintendent Matthew Coffee had been charged, right, for the murder of slobby. That is Kerwin Prosper. Yeah, they say out of the officers that was together investigated the check, one of them was charged. And the check just read to him and thing, his lawyers, Madaya and her daughter. But they say they couldn't grant him bail, so they had to go high court to get bail for him under a murder charge. We know what the court say about murder charge already. No bail for murder charge, but they fly high court and they get bail. For the partner, they get bail for Mr. Coffee for about $150,000 bail. Yeah, so all now the murderer, the accused murderer charged for slobby death, he outside. Yeah, he don't spend a day inside. No, what I check in here is out of 3 of them, how come 1 person that was charged? 3 of them was investigated. They say 3 of them was beaten. I don't know if I don't know what the camera show, because they say camera show. They had camera and camera see them. People come down and investigate. And out of all the investigation that go on with the 3 of them, with what the camera show, 1 police officer get a charge, which I find strange. I understand if 1 officer send a death blow, but it still wasn't a death blow because the hospital he died. And we need them pathologists to say what happened in the autopsy, how he died, what blow that killed him, and now them things not there to the public for our knowledge, and not to show about the family, how the family feel about that, or what was actually the cause of death. Not like which area he get the damage, if it's an internal bleeding to which person blow. So I cannot really tell you, but I checking and looking at this scene is like 3 fellas fight with a man, the man die. 3 of them, at least 3 of them should be charged with murder, yeah? Until they get down into the autopsy report and whatnot. But seeing that now, they say autopsy come out, and out of the 3 is 1 they find guilty. I check and look at this scene with Mad Squad, when Mad Squad was involved with the killing with the partner, the whole squad, yeah. I don't know because there's mad, the whole squad go jail. They charge the whole squad for murder. Who that was watching, who that was involved, who that was there, who was outside. Once your name had called, yeah, they only knew and put you inside with. Some burn less than the others. You check? Now, in the burning less than the others, that is in the participation. But all of them was charged for the crime. So, who was stand up there get less, who was watching, who passed 1 lash, and who. So, they break it down. But I find everything just go to the Coffee fella. So, what about the others? So, we don't get to know their names, do they? What is the others' names that was involved, the 2 others, because there's 3. And I thought there was a flight risk, because since they say police involved, or your police shan't leave country, make backdoor, all kind of a thing. So if they don't try and leave the country now, again, if they don't become a flight risk, because since before the case there was flight risk, look now they have case and they on bail outside, so there's a flight risk after the case. So before the case there's flight risk. I just try to understand the law and the system when it comes to us in the country, like our own laws against us, and it's our own people that upholding our laws, and it's pure shit. It's pure shit. What I can say about that charging, I just checking, it's been a while since a finger point on one of them officers for the crime check, and it's good that we are along the way of, not I would say justice, but identifying them people that abusing the authority. Yeah, because I just see injustice there for nobody. Because we're still waiting for justice from as a partner, the 18 fella in Portsmouth and Byron 18 in Fukule. You check? He was murdered in police hands. Up to now, they're still waiting. Police do come in court, all kind of nonsense, that dragging, all kind of a nonsense. So at least somebody should get charged somewhere. So even if it take all that time for us to see somebody getting charged for the wrongful doing as a police officer, well, yeah, it's slow, but they say one full the basket. Okay, not my basket, not in that case. Yeah. Now all them kind of things, they are making people think now to take matters into their own hand. Because when people looking towards justice and they can't get justice, you see no means of justice into their favor, into their satisfaction, or just for the public image, for people not to try them stuff again and do them things. But I want to do that now. Do that first. Well, that's what I see in the country. Yeah. But we need a better way. I try. Yeah, on a real. And I see a next thing there where they're talking about child sexual abuse is on the top list in Dominica. I check in whoosh. The top list, you boy. The COVID go boy. Child sexual abuse beat COVID. So you know we have to stop with a mask. You check? Yeah. And now they was talking about now how much reported cases in the country that people to say not talking about and them kind of things there. But what that catch my attention, the other thing saying now sometimes, most times, them children don't know the abuser. I check in one of them children do not know the abuser, and they check in, or sometimes it's probably a close friend or a family member. And you check, it's very diverse, they would say, to know who the abusers are. I find that is nonsense, yeah. Pure nonsense. I can't understand that story. I can't understand that story. That don't make no sense. It on a rise in the country. That's the top thing on the country, they say, yeah. Top on the list is child abuse. And up to now, you're telling me now, majority of cases now, they don't know. Them children don't know the abusers. What happened? Babies that been abused, man. Little babies that just born that don't know is that who been abused. Because to my knowledge, majority of people that being abused, they're knowledgeable of making things happen. They check, they have knowledge to talk for themselves and speak for themselves and think. Yeah. So I check in when they say them kind of a thing there. I just try and figure out how that don't make too much sense to me, check. And they say no, over 100 sexual reports are made, sometimes over 160 annually. 100 to 160 annually. And you're still trying to tell me all you don't know who the abusers are? I can agree probably, let me say, probably the authority, you check, or the court do not know who the abusers are. But definitely, the child know who the abusers are, and the parents and the family, they know who the abusers are. And majority of the time, they in co with the abusers, taking things from the abusers. You check? It's they that's giving up their child to the abusers. That's why things do reaching to the police ears and things do reaching to the court. Because sometimes it start to make a little controversy. They killing it. They want the money. They giving up on the case. All them things that are happening. So all them reports that making without no push, without no push for justice, all you cannot come and say, well, all you don't know the abusers. The court and thing true can don't know the abusers, but people know who the abusers are. Because who is the abuser? Still there. I grew up here. I don't born big. From small to grow up, it that man I know that like a children. Since I little boy, man like little children. Look all my big man. Them man is bigger man, old man. And them man never change. Them man still in little children. Children, girls, I don't even watching. Them man watching them children 2 and 3 times and offering them children things to go and get to them children. So not to say we do know the abusers, I know the abusers. But now them woman and thing now, and them people to call for justice in them cases there, they choose to keep silent. And they would go on Facebook and talk about why all women know a rapist, don't know a man that rape, and man do not know. That is nonsense. Because everybody have a voice, and who all you voicing it to? All your girlfriend, all your friend. When all you have to voice it where it's supposed to matter. Police ears, courtroom for justice, the public. But all you're doing that, and all you're staying secretly, and you expect it to just change itself. It doesn't change itself, it's people that have to make the changes, people that have to put their foot down. All you don't want to do that, and all expecting them to just change by themselves. 100 to 160 cases reported annually. And who go in court for them thing? Who go in jail for them thing? I don't see them thing nowhere on DN, no nothing. Who pursuing them thing? And we just can put up a much report outside there and follow report and say all kind of nonsense. When we ourselves is the people that holding back on the information to put out there to make people know what happening, because we don't pushing for the justice. I don't know what they like, if all of them getting money, or I don't know what happening to them people for the sake of them children. The top of the dominica list, child abuse. We don't care about our children in the country. We don't care about our children in the country. And they're still talking about now they intend to put in an increase in the budget for the next budget, to increase the staffing for division, the staffing division, to get more people to deal with such occurrences. How are they going to deal with it when same people themselves do coming out, and when people do come out now and talk about who people that abusing children? When people do come out now and with the voice to say, well, hey, Mr. abusing my child, look, you charging a man $800 for putting a child in a washing machine and put it on. That is child abuse to me. That is child abuse to me. And when I hear about child abuse, that's the first thing I think of, I don't think of child sexually abuse. When I say child and abuse, I think of with the partner, they charge $800 for putting a child in the washing machine. Now, sexually abused now is the same people now when all them case was calling. All them case with that girl, with the politician and them, and they check all them taking advantage of them children. What happening? Nothing. Who get charged? Nobody. Who go jail? Nobody. People still coming on the radio and talk shit all now. It have man that do have voice, still coming and try and voice his rotten opinion about them kind of situation there when he's supposed to be larger. You understand? Nothing do happening when it comes to them cases there. And all this they want to pay people, put increasing budget to do what? For people to do what? It's a home farm and thing there. And since I know myself, children who I know home farm, they always outside. Children home farm I know always escaping, the man, the woman, they always escaping, do everything, then go back when they want, if they want. So I don't know if all you try and increase people to work as security there and thing, and I don't know how all you plan to deal with that. But that is a thing that have to show itself. It have to show itself there first. When people example, they don't talk about example, no example will be shown, they show you no example. When they start to show example, you check, and people going up. People will argue, well, yes, they can speak. They can speak out, because if they speak out, that person can go away, that person can pay. But when they speak out and you yourself looking like a kakabawi, when people say, oh, they don't want to believe you, because nothing yourself do happen, there's a big man that do that, and money talking, and 10 to 1 is just lying. It don't go and reach nowhere. The cases will still go and stay high, because people just going to use that as an advantage, as a way to get away, because people doesn't put down their foot when it comes to them kind of serious cases. Yeah, you understand? Because if we get some serious case like that in the court, and the man get this and that 20 years for interfering with a child, and oh, people will start to ask themselves a question. But now the same person they catching now interfering with the child, now they have to give the 20 years. Now you have a big name, or you have money, or you have a big family. So now when that man do get the 20 years now, and that man back working on the streets now, and the child now still turn up now because the child name was all in the media, all kind of a thing, and now they say now is money, and them the children wanted, so them children wanted money, so them children nasty, so is that happening? The cycle is going and continue because they're looking for the poor broke people children now to charge and give it 20 years. Is that they're looking for, but they don't get enough for that. So them think they're sliding still, but they're waiting to get the poor person to make the example of. Yeah, so all you know already, like, subscribe, share the thing. Yeah, it's been a while, but I back on them. Yeah, take a while the next thing.